Speaking of setting women back, I'm just kidding. I just don't know how to lead into it from that. But the canceled podcast may be coming to an end.
I saw that this week on Canceled. They talked about it. So, first off, they were talking about at the end of their contract, who are they in a contract with?
I imagine it's just like whatever production company is producing their show.
I just don't understand why Tana Mongeau needs a production company to produce the Canceled podcast.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're like the people that get their sponsors and edit their show and something. There's something to it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And like I'm sure there's a company that like puts their merch lines together. Like I'm sure it is like a whole package of things that they do for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably just contracted to do it for a certain amount of years or whatever. Or they're like contracted to complete so many episodes because maybe that production company put money into their studio or whatever. But yeah, they kind of basically complained about doing the podcast like their whole last episode and was like, as soon as it's, this contract's over, like they were so excited to be done with it.
I know. It's like, it sucks so much because I love you so much. But like, I am getting in this place where I am like really awaiting the ending of this contract for my peace. Like realizing that this is the final outlier in my peace era, which is so unfortunate because when we started it, we weren't peaceful when we started it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, just, that's what it is. It's like starting this thing as chaotic ass individuals down for the smoke, fucking up our own life. Barney's beanerying it up, fucking pool boy the house down.
Yeah.
And now we're in this era where like both of us are so fucking peaceful. And then like,
yeah, I feel like I don't have enough time to stand up before like something else happens every single time. It's just like,
and even this episode is no different.
And it's like, can't wait to listen next week.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, why would you be saying that now when they still have, from what I was gathering, I think they have till October or November.
Yeah, it's
something.
like towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so it's not even like close to being fully done.
Yeah.
It's got multiple episodes to go. I'm like, why would you say all that right now? Like, why wouldn't you say that in the last episode or the episode before the last or something?
Yeah. They'd have gotten to the Catherine and Austin McBroom stuff, which I put some notes on. But the whole episode, like Brooke and Tana were just talking about how it's not even about them. It's about sitting down to discuss the hot topics. And the internet comes with like whiplash of who they're, fans of that week or who they hate that week based off of what they said. And I would understand if that would get old. But that's been Tana's brand since the beginning, is like people love to hate you or hate to love you. Like it's both things. And I feel like that's just always been what she's done. So I'm like, okay, so you don't do Canceled and you don't discuss hot topics anymore, which like we've been doing it for 33 weeks now. I could understand how it would get old. Do you think I really care to talk about JoJo Siwa?
Yeah.
I don't. But like I understand like it's just like a current conversation that's happening. And then they get picked apart for their like comments. But the whole episode, Brooke and Tana were like, I just love you so much. And like, I just don't want anybody to think it's about us and blah, blah, blah. But they wouldn't shut up about that.
Yeah.
And it kept making me think like maybe the issues that were coming out after the tour and everything, it is that. I think they might not work well together. Not that they're not friends.
Yeah, especially with them being like talking about they contemplated doing a last U.S. leg of the tour, but they're like, at what cost though? And it's like, if you say it's not about doing the shows or meeting the fans,
it's each other.
Then being on tour, it's like, what else is it? It's each other on tour. So that tells me too that if they do this last U.S. leg of a tour, that it's 100% a cash grab. 100%.
Yeah.
Which I think that, they're not transparent about, but that the whole tour is a cash grab for them.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I think they just do it because it's like you can make a lot of money. So, yeah, but I think that it like does need to end. I think that you can tell we've been speculating for months at this point that the girls are fighting, you know?
Yeah.
And so obviously they're both not in it anymore. They're both like, we don't have anything to talk about ourselves anymore. We're not doing crazy shit at parties. We're not whatever. So I understand that. I just think it is time. It's run its course and it's time to go.
It's also like, I'm not a fan of Brooke, but I can't imagine being her. Like, and being on that couch, like, and being criticized constantly. And I think that's why, even like going back to Brianna Chicken Fry and like Grace O'Malley, I think that's why they fell out, because it was just constant. People just wanted to see their friendship fail and like, put all this pressure on them to put on a good show, or they were going to speculate that things were wrong. And I kind of see the same thing happening to them. But with Canceled, there's probably just too much money on the line to just like up and walk away from it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And it's just like the way that they just kept trying to deflect everything to not be about each other. I don't think that they hate each other by any means. I think that they are friends, but I think that they can't last as friends working together.
Yeah, I could see that. So honestly, I listened to the actual episode this week, but a lot of the time I don't. Like a lot of the time I see clips that they did.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I see an interesting clip, I'll go listen to the like one spot in the episode, you know, to get the full context of that conversation. But I don't typically listen to the whole thing anymore. And when they first started, I was eating up every single episode every week.
Yeah.
Because it was more exciting. They weren't so much hot topics. They were more, it was focused on them. And they were doing crazy shit. And it was like interesting to listen to and stuff. But yeah, it's just not that anymore, which is fine. I did find it interesting this week. I took a note while listening that whenever they were talking about Catherine, and Brooke said, I've been there, you know, protecting a man, like and I'm like, girl,
You are still there.
yeah, you're still there. You're gonna be wishing you still had Canceled in like a year when you and your man break up.
That was my other thought with them, with Tana and Brooke. I'm like, okay, y'all don't do crazy stuff anymore. Y'all don't want to talk about hot topics, because I feel like the hot topics is what they kind of leaned on to whenever their lives settle down. What world do you see Tana and Brooke creating content where they're not being constantly ridiculed, speculated on? I don't feel like there's a world where they, like, unless they did something really, really different and started like a show about Brooke four-wheeling.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? The most, like, they would have to be doing something. And I'm like, I don't mean it anyway, but what is entertaining about them is their banter and the way that they talk. So I'm like, what on earth could y'all do that would be entertaining to watch that's not you guys sitting on a couch, like getting yourselves in trouble with your words? Because at the end of the day, they're not really doing anything wrong by doing it. It's entertaining. But what else could they do? Because neither of them are like that. They don't have hidden talents as far as I know.
And they're like too much in it. I mean, they've already tried with the hot topics, but like how we do a hot topic kind of an episode and stuff, like they're too in the world of what they're talking about to not be criticized. Whereas like us, we don't know these people, you know, we don't know anyone that knows anyone that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to get criticized, and like people can't come back and be like, why would you say that about me on there and stuff. So it's like, really, there's not many other options for them.
Yeah, I just don't know what they could imagine themselves doing other than that. No. Yeah, vlogging, sure, but
just gonna own a pickle shop. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess we'll see. Brooke said something about doing something that's not so her focused, like food related or something. Is she gonna cook? I don't know. We'll see with that. But I think it's time for it to go, and I think they know it's time for it to go. So we're all just now patiently waiting for them to leave.
I'm also like, what do y'all want to do for the next few months? Like, y'all have put all your feelings out there about the show, that like you're also promoting a merch line for your show while you're saying how much you hate doing it and how it's such a negative like point of your life. I just think that's so bizarre.
Yeah, I do too.
Because it,
like, why not just fake it for a few more months?
Or it gives like ungratefulness in a way of,
I hate doing this and I don't want to be doing this for y'all right now, but buy my stuff, please. Give me some more money, okay?
Yeah, and no one is forcing them to go on and say some of the things that they say to get them in trouble. And I don't know, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
What I think they've been in the influencer world like too long. They don't really realize what they have in front of them. And like, I feel like they're like crapping on it.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting for the next
This is like another one of those times where it's like I just wish they could work a 9 to 5 for a little while.
Yeah.
And realize, that like it doesn't have to be that painful to sit on a freaking couch and talk about hot topics every week.
Yeah, for real.
For to make literally thousands, if not close to a million, to do that every week,
And also on that episode, they spoke about the Catherine and Austin McBroom thing. And, Tana was just saying how, if y'all don't remember, there was a whole controversy because Tana made a TikTok like a while back speaking about how she defended Austin McBroom by saying that a lipstick that was in his car was hers, even though everybody knew that he was cheating on Catherine, but Tana never told Catherine. And then Tana made a TikTok saying that she lied for Austin or whatever. Well, whenever they addressed it on Canceled, Tana never even mentioned lying on Austin's behalf.
Yeah.
It was her like the whole time saying, I've never supported Austin. I've never blah, blah, blah. I'm not
I've always
Team Austin.
wrote for Catherine and this and
she
that.
didn't even address lying for him. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just say why you lied?
Mm-hmm.
It's also, she spoke about it without saying anything about the part that people were mad at her about.
Yeah.
Kind of like manipulative in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's at this point just good at doing that. Kind of like media training, even though I think it's just manipulative. You're manipulative and you're used to being in the media. So you get used to what to just like gloss over and what to talk about.
Yeah. And I'm not even saying that she wasn't there for Catherine. I understand like he cheated so much publicly that she thought everybody knew. And I'm not saying like Tana's whole thing was like, it just wasn't my place to go to her and tell her that he was cheating. And it's like, but was it your place to say that's my lipstick?
Yeah.
That's where I was like, you're
like
telling
you
a weird
inserted
story
yourself.
Yeah, like you're telling a really weird story with this.
Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Alyssa.
And you just watched a clip from Glitter Gel Pen.
We upload new episodes every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we also upload clips like the one you just watched 3 times a week.
Subscribe for more.